Good morning, students. So we have already started our financial planning chapter, and we have completed practice set 4.1. That we have seen some acronyms related to GST, CGST, SGST, and we have also seen GST today. Today we are going to see in this chapter again. We are going to repeat the acronyms and then GST in trading chain, input tax credits. We will see some solved examples, and I will also give you some homework. So now we'll start our lecture. As you know, we have already seen acronyms in this in the lecture before. So we have already seen what is GST. We have already seen what is you have already seen GST, that is goods and service tax. You already know what is CGST. I have already explained you about SGST, that is state goods and service tax, union territory goods and service tax. These words are just familiar to you as we have seen in the last two lectures. So GST, that is goods and service tax identification number, PAN, permanent account number, HSN, harmonized system of nomenclature, SAC, that is service accounting code, B2B means business to business, B2C business to consumer, ITC input tax credit, and IGST integrated goods and service tax. In this, now today's lecture we are going to see about B2B, that is business to business, B2C, that is business to consumer, and ITC, that is input tax credit. So we will start our lecture. First, before that, we will revise what we have seen. So what is GST we have seen, that is goods and service tax. We have seen what is not under purview of GST, that is electricity, then petrol. These are all not under the purview of GST. Then important components of GST tax invoice we have learned, that is good purchase invoice. When we purchase the goods, then HSN code is written there, and when we are taking some services, like we are going to hotels, we are going to buy some products in Big Bazaar or something like this. We are taking some services, so there we pay SAC code. Then rates of GST we have seen 0%, then 5%, 12%, 18%, 28%, like this. We have seen the slabs of GST. Then we have seen the types of GST, that is CGST and SGST, and how to charge GST, that is how to compute how the taxable value, and CGST, SGST. This we have learned in the earlier part of the chapter. So now today we are going to see GST in trading chain, how GST is used in the trading chain. So now during last class we have learned how GST is charged on tax invoice by supplier to consumer. We have already seen it. I have given you one example. I have shown you the tax invoice, then how GST is charged, that we have seen there. Now, however, the products before reaching consumer often comes through a chain, like from manufacturer, that is factory, to wholesaler or distributor, and then to retailer, that is shops, and ultimately to consumer, that is you and me. So now see, first what happens, the products comes from the manufacturer, means factory. So from factory it goes to the wholesaler, and wholesaler, or you may also call it as distributor, and then it goes to the retailer, that is the shops where you go to buy the things, and from the shops ultimately it comes to the consumer, that means you and me. So now see here, one chain is forming in GST in trading chain. So chain like structure is forming here. From manufacturer it goes to the wholesaler or distributor, then to the retailer, and then to the consumer. In this way, a trading chain is forming within the state. So how is GST charged at different stages? Here we can see that from manufacturer to wholesaler or distributor, then retailer, and then to consumer. Then see here, I am giving you one example of how GST is formed in trading chain. So now see here illustration. Suppose manufacturer of a watch has sold one watch for rupees 200 including profit to the wholesaler. Wholesaler sold that watch for rupees 300 to the retailer. Retailer sold it to the customer for rupees 400. Rate of GST charge at every stage is 12%. Then how each trader pays GST and takes his input tax credit and at every stage of transaction is shown in the following flowchart. Observe and study it. So now see here, one of the manufacturer is selling the watch to the wholesaler at rupees 200. Then this wholesaler is selling the watch at rupees 300 to the retailer, and this retailer is selling the watch to the customer for rupees 400. But the rate of GST to everyone at every stage is 12%. So then how each trader pays GST, we will see that. So now see the manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, and customer. So good is what? It is watch, and each transaction GST will be same, that is 12%. So see this flowchart. So now see different transaction in the GST trading chain is given. So here it is the manufacturer, here is the wholesaler, here is the retailer, and here is the customer. So on the first stage, that is manufacturer is selling the watch for rupees 200 to the wholesaler, and at the rate of 12% GST, that is rupees 24. GST is rupees 24 here. Then this wholesaler is selling the watch to the retailer at rupees 300, and same rate of GST is there, that is 12%. So 12% GST on 300 rupees is rupees 36. Now the retailer is selling it to the customer at rupees 400, and at the same rate of GST, that is 12%. That is 12% of 400 will be 48 rupees. So in this way, the watch is sold in the chain, trading chain. So manufacturer to wholesaler, wholesaler to retailer, and retailer to customer. But what happens? The rate of GST is same everywhere. See, 12% here, 12% here, and 12% here. In the all three stages, the rate of GST is same. Amount is verifying 200, 300, 400. So now see here all the three financial transactions took place in one state. All the three transactions are taking place in one state. Therefore, 3 tax invoices was generated as follows. Now each tax invoice shows the brief computation of GST. Now see here, GST in tax on invoice first, that is of manufacturer. Price of watch is how much? 200 rupees. So CGST is 6%, that is rupees 12, and SGST is 6%, rupees 12. As we have seen that CGST and SGST are always equal, and they are half of GST. So now it is rupees 12, and this is also rupees 12. Total is 24. So if we add this 24 in 200, it will be rupees 224. This is the tax invoice of the manufacturer. Now see for the wholesaler, that or we can say that retailer, wholesaler or retailer, we can say both. So now GST, now see GST in tax invoice 2. Price of watch is how much? 300. CGST 6%, that is rupees 18. SGST 6%, that is rupees 18. So now total is 336. Now the retailer, GST in tax invoice, price of watch is rupees 400. CGST 6%, that is 24, and SGST 6%, that is 24. To total is 448. So now in this way, we can see the chain of the GST trading. Okay, now see GST trading chain. The first person in the chain, that is the manufacturer, pays GST is equal to rupees 24. That is 12% on taxable value of rupees 200. Taxable value is how much? Rupees 200, and he is paying how much tax? 12% tax. So 12% is rupees 24. So manufacturer's selling price with GST will be rupees 200 plus 24, that is taxable value plus GST is equal to rupees 244. So now next one in the chain, wholesaler has to pay GST is equal to rupees 36, that is 12% on taxable value of rupees 300, includes profit. However, already some part of GST has been paid in above. So wholesaler pays only the differential, that is rupees 36 minus 24 will be rupees 12. So wholesaler is paying how much? Rupees 12 itself. Then wholesaler selling price with GST will be 300 plus 36, that is rupees 336. Next, we can see that retailer has to pay GST is equal to rupees 48. That is 12% on taxable value of rupees 400, as we have seen in the chain. However, already some part of GST has been paid in 1 and 2 above. So he pays only the differential, that is rupees 48 minus rupees 36 is equal to rupees 12. Now retailer's selling price will be 400 plus 48, that is 448. You will see in this example that how is it breaks down. Final selling price is rupees 400. So GST is at the rate of 12%. On this is rupees 48. So government gets rupees 48 as GST, but this is paid in parts by each entity in the trading chain as seen in the previous slide. Now see here, bifurcation of taxes paid to the government by the traders at each stage is given here by the manufacturer, by the wholesaler, by the retailer. Now CGST and SGST. Amount of CGST by the manufacturer is rupees 12 and here SGST is also rupees 12. So total GST will be 24. By the wholesaler, rupees 6 and rupees 6, that is rupees 12. By the retailer, it will be rupees 6 and rupees 6, that is 12. So total will be rupees 48. Now observe that at every stage a trader has paid GST after subtracting the tax he paid at the time of purchase. Means when he is purchasing the things, at that time whatever tax he is paying, that tax he suppress from the value and then he pays the another tax here, GST here. So now from the tax he collected at the time of the sale. Now who pays how much in the trading chain? So see here the explanation is given that who pays how much on the trading chain. Here 3 financial transactions took place, as we know, till the watch from manufacturer reaches to the customer. First it goes from manufacturer to the wholesaler, then retailer, then customer. Yeah, how the taxes are charged, collected and paid to the central government and state government at each stage is shown below. So the statement of taxes paid is given in the table thereafter. So now see here, CGST and SGST total is 24, that is 48. Manufacturer, it pays 12%, it sells the watch to the wholesaler in rupees 200 and rate of GST is 12%, that is 12% of 200 will be rupees 24. Just a minute. So now rupees 24 and so now it goes, wholesaler sells it at rupees 300 to the retailer and retailer sells it to the at the price of 400 to the customer. So 12% of GST is charged here. So now GST paid to the central government here is rupees 24, here is rupees 12 and here is rupees 12. As the wholesaler already has paid rupees 36 on the purchase of his first product, then he will minus 24, he has paid 24 rupees, so he will minus this 24 rupees from 36, that is 12 rupees to the central government, and as the retailer has already paid 36 rupees, so he will minus the amount from the 48 rupees and he will pay, the person will pay rupees 12 to the government. So in this way the total will be rupees 48. Government will receive rupees 48 GST, but it will be bifurcated as 24 in CGST, 24 rupees CGST and 24 rupees as SGST. So this is the bifurcation, how the trading chain goes on. So now see that GST in trading chain, as I have explained you further, that GST is goods and service tax identification number like PAN contains 15 alpha numerals. We have seen this in first chapter that GST is what? It is the identification number of the wholesaler. It is the identification of the number of the person who is having the trades, who is doing the trades, that is business. Now see, trading between GST holders is known as B2B, that is business to business, and trading between GST holder and consumer, that is consumer means us, that consumer is known as business to consumer, that is B2C. This is the last link in the trading chain. So business to consumer is the last link in the trading chain. So now GST tax invoice 1, that is business to business tax invoice of manufacturer is given here. Price of watch is rupees 200, CGST 6%, that is rupees 12, SGST 6%, rupees 12. In this way, total 224 rupees is paying, manufacturer is paying rupees 224, and Then the wholesaler, that is business to business. Again, the person who is the wholesaler, the person is he is also the GST holder. That is, now rupees price of watch is 300. So CGST 6% of 300 will be rupees 18, and SGST of 6% will be rupees 18. In this way, the total will be 336. If we add 300 plus 18 plus 18, the total will be 336. Now, see here the tax invoice of retailer, the one who is selling the watch at rupees 400 to the customer. So see, CGST is 6%, that is rupees 24, SGST 6%, rupees 24, total will be 448. So now GST is it is as indirect tax. We have already learned that direct and indirect tax. In the 9th standard, you have learned it. GST is direct. You have learned two types of taxes, that is direct and indirect tax. In 9th standard, now we can see that GST as an indirect tax. In previous example, customer paid rupees 448 for the watch. That is taxable value was rupees 400 plus GST. 12% was 48. Now total tax paid by the traders was indirectly paid by customer. So this total tax which was paid by the traders was indirectly paid by the customer. 48 rupees. Traders were paying rupees 48 rupees. So total tax it was paid by the customer to the government. So GST is a type of indirect tax. Now in this case, the wholesaler and retailer used the input tax as credit and got back all the GST paid by them. So in this case, the wholesaler and retailer, they are using the input tax as the credit and got back all the GST paid by them. They are receiving all the GST paid by them to them as a profit. Then input tax credit, that is ITC. What is input tax credit? GST is levied and collected at every stage of trading from manufacturer to consumer. When traders pays GST at the time of purchase, it is called input tax, and he collects GST at the time of sale, which is called output tax. So when the trader is purchasing anything, at that time the tax the trader pays is called as input tax, and when he collects GST at the time of sale, when he is selling some products to the another person, that is when wholesaler is selling to retailer, retailer is selling to consumer, at that time when they are collecting the tax, that is GST, when they are collecting the GST, that time it is known as output tax. So at the time of paying GST to the government, a trader deducts the input tax from the output tax and pays the remaining tax. This deduction of input tax is called input tax credit. So at the time of paying GST, when the person is paying GST to the government, the trader deducts the input tax. As I showed you that the trader is deducting the input tax from the output tax and pays the remaining tax. This deduction is known as input tax credit. So GST payable is equal to output tax minus input tax credit. In short, while paying taxes to the government, each trader in the trading chain subtracts the tax paid at the time of purchase from the tax collected at the time of sale and pays the remaining tax. Now see here, you will properly understand by this solved example. So Mr. Rohit is a retailer. He paid GST of rupees 6,500 at the time of purchase. So this person, Mr. Rohit, he is a retailer and he paid GST of rupees 6,500 at the time of purchase. He collected GST of rupees 8,000 as he paid GST rupees 6,500, and when he sold the product, he collected rupees 8,000 at the time of sale. Find his input tax and output tax. What is his input tax credit? Find his payable GST. Hence, find the payable CGST and payable SGST. So see here, Mr. Rohit's payable GST means GST to be paid by the government by Mr. Rohit. Now, output tax was tax collected at the time of sale. When he sold the product, at the time, whichever tax he collects, it is known as output tax, and it was rupees 8,000. And input tax, that is tax paid at the time of purchase. When he was purchasing that thing, he paid the input tax, that is rupees 6,500. Now, input tax credit is how much? Rupees 6,500. GST payable, that is output tax minus input tax credit. So output tax credit 8,000 rupees and minus rupees 6,500. Input tax credit is rupees 6,500 because the person paid this tax while he was purchasing that thing. So rupees 8,000 minus rupees 6,500 rupees will be rupees 1,500. Therefore, payable CGST will be 1,500 upon 2, that is rupees 750, and payable SGST is equal to rupees 750. In this way, we can find out the output tax that is already given, input tax credit that is already given. GST payable will be output tax minus input tax credit, that is 8,000 minus 6,500 is equal to rupees 1,500, and payable CGST will be half of GST, that is 1,500 upon 2, rupees 750. Same will be SGST, that is rupees 750. Now see the second example. In these, MSJ Chemicals purchased a liquid soap having taxable value of rupees 8,000 and sold it to the consumers for the taxable value of rupees 10,000. So this chemical company purchased a liquid soap at rupees 8,000 and sold it to the consumer for the taxable value of rupees 10,000. Rate of CGST is how much? 18%. Find the CGST and SGST payable by MSJ Chemicals. So now solution. See, the input tax is 18% of 8,000, that is 18 upon 100 into 8,000 will be rupees 1,440. Output tax will be 18% of 10,000, that is 18 upon 100 into 10,000, rupees 1,800. Therefore, GST payable will be output tax minus input tax credit, that is 1,800 minus 1,440, that is rupees 360. So payable CGST is half of 360, that is 180, and SGST will be 180 by MSJ Chemicals. So now this is the third example. MSJ Chemicals purchased liquid soap of rupees 8,000 with GST and sold it to the consumer for 10,000 with GST. Rate of GST is 18%. Find the amount of CGST and SGST to be paid by the J Chemicals. So now see here, note that here the prices are including GST. In this previous example here, it was without GST, and in this year the prices includes with GST. So now total value with GST is equal to what? The taxable value plus GST. If the taxable value of a liquid soap is rupees 100, then the total value is rupees 118. The ratio of total value upon taxable value is constant, as the rate of GST is same. So now for the total value of rupees 118, the taxable value is rupees 100, and for total value of rupees 8,000, let the taxable value be X. As we know that on total value of rupees 118, the taxable value is how much? 100. And for total value of 8,000, we don't know the taxable value, so we will consider it as X. So now X upon 8,000 is equal to 100 upon 118. And to find the value of X, we will cross multiply it, that is 8,000 upon 118 into 100, you will get the answer 6,779.66. Therefore, GST paid at the time of purchase is 8,000 minus 6,779.66. You will minus this. So input tax is equal to rupees 1,220.34. ITC is given here. We have find the ITC by minusing this. Then for total value of 10,000, let the taxable value be Y. For finding the total value, let the taxable value be Y. Then Y upon 10,000 will be 100 upon 118. Therefore, Y is equal to, you will cross multiply. So you will get 10 lakh upon 118 is equal to 847.4.58. So output tax collected will be how much? 10,000 sorry, 10 lakh minus 8,474.58. 10,000 minus 8, it is 10,000. We have already seen it in the question. It is given 10,000. So 10,000, as it is in point, we are adding the points here. 10,000.00 minus 8,474.58. Answer will be 1,525.42. So GST payable will be output tax minus input tax. We will minus this and we will get this answer 305.08. Payable CGST and is equal to payable SGST will be 305.08 divided by 2, that is 152.54. Now, see here, one question is given here. You can take the screenshot of this and you can solve it as your homework. Suppose a manufacturer sold a cycle for a taxable value of rupees 5,000 to the wholesaler. Then wholesaler sold it to the retailer for rupees 4,800, that is taxable value. Retailer sold it to the customer for rupees 5,200, that is taxable value. Rate of GST is 12%. Complete the following activity to find the payable CGST and SGST at each stage of trading. A trading chain is given here. What you will write here will be first manufacturer, then wholesaler, retailer, and here will be the consumer. So in this way, as we have solved the examples, you will have to solve this question, and I will ask you tomorrow. You have to show me tomorrow that you have solved the question or not. Just take the screenshot, students. This is your homework. So now we have completed this, and we will do practice set 4.2 in the next chapter. Now, I want you to clear your doubts. I want you to ask the questions if you have some doubts.
Those students who are raising their hands can unmute themselves and ask their doubts.
Yes, students, just ask the doubts.
Unmute yourselves. Roshan, Deepak, Priya, unmute yourself and ask the doubt.
Yes, you can ask the doubts, students. One by one, you can ask the doubts. Yes, anyone who want to ask the doubts, students? Just unmute yourself and ask. Otherwise, I will think that you have understood. Any doubt if you have, please ask.
I think by mistake they are raising their hands.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can continue.
Okay, now I will ask you some questions, students. If you know the answers, just raise your hands and you can give the answers. Okay? I will just ask you a question first. That is, what is GST? Can you tell me what is GST? Yes, students. Goods and service tax. Very good. Then I have already gave you the answer. What is not under purview of GST? Can you tell me what is not under purview of GST?
Students, unmute
Last time
yourselves. Deepak,
last time
Priya,
also I have asked you the
you're raising
question.
your hands. Sameer, you're raising your
Yes.
hand.
Samir, give the answer. What is not under purview of GST?
Petrol.
Petrol. Again, electricity is also there. Very good, very good. So now, yes,
Rice.
okay. So now, important components we have seen, that is, when do we use HSN code? HSN code? When we are using the HSN code? Yes, HSN code. When do we use HSN code? When we purchase the goods. See here, the answer itself is written. And when we are using SAC code, when we are taking the service. Which are the slabs for the GST? Which are the slabs for the GST? Percentage slabs for the GST rates? From 0 to 28% it is given. But can you tell me the different slabs? We have already seen one table last time. And I have already, in the starting of today's lecture, I have already told you the slabs. Which are the slabs? 0%, again 5%. Can you tell me? Who will give me the answer for this? Yes. 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 Just ask the question. What are you? Yes.
चेक कर रहा हूँ क्या
Yes. Yes, beta. You can give the answer.
Raja
If you know the
city of Los Angeles.
okay.
क्या नाम क्या डाला है तू
He is talking to himself.
No, I don't know.
Teacher, you can
Yes,
unmute
students.
them. Those who want, you can unmute them.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Because I have tried to unmute them, they are not answering. So if you want
Yeah.
them to answer, you can unmute them.
Roshan Thakur. Yes. Yes, Roshan Thakur. Yes. What is
They
your
are not
question, beta?
answering. They are not answering.
Deepak, you want to ask something? Priya? Yes, Samir. Samir, you want to ask something, Samir?
Yes. 5.
Yes, just
5%. 12.
yes.
15.
Yes.
28.
Very good. Very good. Right answer. Then Pooja. Pooja, you want to give any answer? Pooja Salunke. Yes, Pooja.
No, ma'am.
Any doubt? Priya, you have any doubt?
No, miss.
You are raising your hand, beta.
By mistake, they are raising their hands. I know.
Okay,
that.
Deepak. Huh? Priya, yes.
Miss, I want second. Miss, I want second answer, so I raise my hand.
So give the answer. You can give the answer, beta. Give the answer.
I take
Give the answer.
screenshot second answer.
Okay. So you can give the answer if you want.
Okay.
Deepak, you want to give any answer? Or you want to ask some question? Deepak. Roshan, you want to give some answer or you want to ask some question? Yes, Roshan. You want to ask something? Roshan, you have unmuted yourself. You want to ask something? You have raised your hand. So what is your problem? Ask the questions, beta. Otherwise, I will continue.
कोई है
Yes.
नहीं ऑफिस वाला कोई आया होगा ना
Okay.
We have 3 minutes. You can just revise whatever you have taught today. Almara ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Still we have 3 minutes. You can revise today what you have taught because today.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. Okay. So now see, we have already revised that. We have seen GST in trading chain. In that, we have seen manufacturer, wholesaler, distributor, retailer, consumer. In this way, we have seen the chain of GST in trading. Then we have seen some example how the manufacturer. Ma'am, some voice is coming. Someone's mic voice is coming, ma'am. Yes. Okay.
I muted
Now
it.
see here. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. So now, in this way, we have seen some examples how the chain goes from manufacturer to wholesaler, wholesaler to retailer, and also to consumer, customer. Then we have seen that everywhere when whichever the transaction is there, the GST remains the same, that is 12%. And now we have seen one example. We have seen the chain here, how it goes to the manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, customer. Then as we have seen manufacturer sells it to wholesaler, wholesaler to retailer, retailer to customer. Then the rate varies, that is 200, 300, 400, but the rate of GST remains the same, that is 12%, 12% here also 12%. So in this way, it is calculated. We have seen the tax invoice of the manufacturer, tax invoice of the wholesaler, also the tax invoice of the retailer. Then we have also seen that how the manufacturer pays GST, that is the bifurcation of GST into CGST and SGST, how it is paid by the manufacturer, how it is paid by the wholesaler, how it is paid by the retailer. In this way, we have seen the bifurcation, and we have seen that at every stage, a trader has paid GST after subtracting the tax he paid to the time at the time of the purchase. When the person, that is the trader, when he is purchasing something, when wholesaler is purchasing something from the manufacturer, he is paying some tax, and while paying the tax to the government, the wholesaler is deducting, that is deducting the amount of the tax whatever he has paid while the time of the purchase, and the remaining amounts he pays to the government. In this way, we have seen this. Then we've seen how it works, how the chain works, then manufacturer to wholesaler to retailer to customer, how it goes to the government. The total amount that is paid by the customer, that total amount is going to the government here. Then we have seen another thing about GST, that is goods and service tax identification number. It is like PAN card. It contains 15 alpha numerals. And we have seen business to business transaction of trading. We have seen business to consumer transaction of GST holders and all. So in this way we have done. Then we have seen that GST as indirect tax, how it works as indirect tax. Customer paid rupees 448 and the taxable value is 400. So GST is 12%, that is rupees 48. So total tax paid by the traders was indirectly paid by the customer. So whatever the tax is paid by the traders, it is indirectly paid by the customer to the government in the form of GST. So this GST is payable, it is a type of indirect tax. In this case, we have seen the wholesaler and retailer use the input tax as credit and got back all the GST paid by them. So input tax credit we have seen, that is whenever the trader purchase and pays the GST at the time of purchase, it is known as input tax, and whenever he collects the GST at the time of sale, it is called as output tax. This we have seen. Then the amount which is deducted while paying the input tax, it is called as input tax credit. This we have seen, that is ITC, it is also known as. Then GST payable will be output tax minus input tax credit. The wholesaler or retailer, when they are paying the GST, the amount will be output tax minus input tax credit. This you have to remember. Then in this way, we have seen that tax collected at the time of sale and pays the remaining tax. We have seen some examples related to this, and I have given you this as a homework. So you have to take the screenshot of it and you have to solve it at home, and you will present it tomorrow. And if you can try, you can try practice it 4.2 from the textbook, page number 93 and 94. But if you don't understand, we will solve it tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
you,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. It was very nice explanation.
Okay.
Children, I hope you have understood.
Thanks, ma'am.
As you are not raising your hands, I hope you have understood all the points. You can solve the exercise at home, and any doubts, you can mark it down. Next lecture will clear your doubts. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.